Hello, my name is Esther Aposidis and I'm the business owner and chief therapist at Mind Body Oasis. We're located at the Holiday Inn Cardiff North, just at the north periphery of Cardiff, junction 32 of M4 motorway. So I'm going to run through some facial reflexology techniques, because we are celebrating Migraine Awareness Week. So I'm going to focus it on relieving tension that can build up to headaches and also to migraines and any stress associated with that. So I'm going to start off by just asking to make sure that you've got your hands that are really nice and clean, no dirt under the nails. You can strip off makeup. I've left the minimal sort of foundation that I've got on at the moment. That shouldn't interfere too much. And we can just do literally some massages, just rotating around the back of the neck and the top of the shoulders, just to release any tension and to warm up this area. And then you can do some shoulder rotations, backwards and then forwards, and the same again the other side, and then forwards, and then two together, and then forwards. So, and then you can stretch your arm up over the side of the head, and again just feel, and then take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose and release through the mouth. So we do this usually in threes. It really just helps calm the mind down and connect to the body. And if you can think of it as connecting to your heart when you breathe in, or connecting to your gut, your solar plexus area. So I'm going to start now with just applying. You can apply a tiny bit of oil if you've got any. Well, we use here, I'm using the Zone Face Lift Elixir oil, and it's a blend of 15 herbal and Native American herb oils, and it's really quite sort of non-greasing. It really is rich and lush. But you can use grapeseed oil, almond oil, coconut oil. At a push, you can use ordinary vegetable or sunflower oil, but or if you've got some sort of pre-blended oil, that'd be great as well. Alternatively, if you don't have any oil, you can just use a very light moisturizer. It's just to stop any pull or excessive friction on your face, so you're not dragging the skin too much, because we'll be working on the reflexes and some of the muscles in the face. And when we connect with the reflexes, we connect into the nervous system as well, so it's just calming the whole system down. So we're going to start off first. The very first reflexology or reflex that we target is the heart. So the heart is between the two eyebrows here, just above the nose. And all it requires is a very gentle rotational movement with your forefinger or your middle finger, it doesn't matter. And do that a couple of times. You can actually press lightly, ever so lightly, into the center point there, and then rotate. And then we do that a couple of times, 3 times, whatever. And that really just sort of relaxes us. It connects with the heart. Then the key reflex in terms of migraines is the occipital area. So this is the back of the neck. Usually it can, this is where it connects with the tension headache. So often we get it here because we've either slept awkwardly or we've just literally built up a lot of stress in that area. So in terms of the facial reflex, it is just literally this point here under the start of your eyebrow, on that brow bone, and just pushing in and push up, push in, push up, push in, You're sort of pushing in and then lifting up into the brow, pushing in. And that's your occipital reflex. And then we work on the sinus area. So this is literally here. So we often have a lot of tension or pain in the sinus, congestion in the sinuses, building up to a headache. So if you just literally over the brow, just quite firmly with your index fingers, stroke over the top of the brow, going from the center outwards. Just keep nice and firm and just soothing that away, moving that out. And then we can pinch along the eyebrows slightly with the thumb and index finger. We're connecting here to the eye and to the outer ear reflexes, and obviously touching on the sinus area. You can do a couple more strokes. And then what we're going to do is going to be focusing on the pituitary and the brain area. So here it's a slight indentation. It's about just under halfway. It's not perhaps a third. There is a slight indentation there in most people. It's center point here, and just push in slightly and then rotate on the spot. It doesn't matter which direction, counterclockwise, clockwise, doesn't really matter. And that's your pituitary area. Push in and rotate around, in. And then what we can do is expand it outwards again further into a bigger oval shape in the center of the forehead. And this is where the hypothalamus is, the pineal, and basically the brain reflex. So it's very, very good to soothe, connect with all the cranial nerves. So it literally just calms the head down. And another good technique, other than using your finger, you can use the back of a spoon because it's cooling. Because migraines, you really want something that's cooling. So you can rotate in an oval fashion the center of the forehead. And you can use a cold compress on the forehead, but this is a really nice soothing, relaxing movement. So that's the brain reflex, center oval shape, middle of the forehead. So now what we're going to do is we're going to also continue using the spoon, where we can just slightly tap around the eye. Or if you have what's called a gua sha tool, this is really lovely. And we can just without dragging too much, very gently, so using the inner curve, just smooth in and up. So you're always going from the center outwards to drain any lymph, any congestion in the skin. And this is quite sort of lifting for the under eye area. It's also very soothing in terms of easing any headaches. And then you can go on the other side. I'm not very good with the left hand, so I'm going to sort of cross over with my right to the left side. So again, just be careful not to drag too much, just a nice. And then what you do is you do it literally against the angle of the face, so you're lifting more rather than just doing it straight on. Straight on. And then what you can do is the temples, obviously it holds a lot of tension too with the headaches. You can do just some stroking out. Do it also with the spoon if you like, if you haven't got a gua sha tool. Although this tends to drag a bit more, I find. You can't do the brushing effect. If you don't have this, then you can just simply do rotational movements with your fingers. Here, just brushing on one side and then the other side. And another area that we do is the jaw. So we can hold a lot of tension in our jaw, in our jawline, especially if you clench your teeth at night, it can lead to headaches. So this is the actual jaw and teeth area between here, the brows over the top of the nose. And what we tend to do in reflexology is do like a caterpillar walk. So we're going from one side to the other, it doesn't matter which side first. If you can master this technique, that's great. Otherwise, use a spoon just to gently back and forth massage that area and cool it down. Or you can use the edge of the gua sha tool as well. As I say, we tend to do the caterpillar walk here as a reflexologist. So that eases then the jaw and teeth tension, and the reflex relaxes that. So another thing you can do is just draw up here, do almost like a massage movement up to here. And what we're doing is we're going over the lungs reflex, we're covering the liver, but we're covering a lot of areas here. And we're going up to the temples. And this is really, really helping the muscles in the face to relax and easing out any tension in the face that can cause headaches, migraines. Just the only fundamental thing you've got to consider is it's going up from the center and then moving outwards. So always going up and then out of the face. And we just got a couple more reflexes to finish off this routine. So we then go to the adrenal gland in the face, and it's literally center point of the eye down. It's not on the cheekbone, it's about just under a centimetre or about a centimetre down. It's around about there. You can use your thumbs or you can use any one of your fingers. I tend to do the thumbs when I'm doing it on myself. Obviously, I'm doing it on a client. I do tend to use the fingers. So this is the adrenal gland, and then it's obviously the gland that produces or that secretes stress hormones. So stress does lead often to headaches and a buildup of that. So if we can rebalance that gland, release it, and then what you're doing is you're just slightly pushing in and up again, like we did with the occipital here. Just a little bit of pushing up into that reflex. Nothing too strenuous or hard, just to learn to relax that reflex. And then you can do a couple more strokings upwards on the face. And then we do a final one, which is, we always end up with the solar plexus, which is the center point of the eye down. It's above the adrenal gland. It is where you hit the cheekbone, basically. So it's a little bit further up. And sometimes I like to do this because it's further up. I like to do this with my forefinger. So just push up. I'm just trying to see. On the camera, it looks a bit lopsided, but it doesn't matter. Push in and push up. Push in and 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 up. Not too violently, but just stimulating that here. And that's it. That's all I want to take. So that, all those movements, they're all targeted at releasing any tension in the nerves, in the gland and the organs that can build up to headaches and to migraines. So that'd be a good technique to follow. It's something you can easily do at any time where the tension does build up. So thank you very much for watching and for listening.